And we are here with another amazing guest from the Red Sox farm system. We are bringing you today another pitcher, this time from the Greenville Drive. This man is someone that's been brought up a couple times on our podcast by other guests, Maceo Campbell, Hunter Dobbins. So you guys are in for a treat. We're going to bring in Mr. Joey Stock. Joey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Not much. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Hey, not bad. First off, I want to say congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you guys on clinching. I was all over Instagram this morning, and man, I seen you guys had one hell of a time last night after the game.
It was a blast. It was a blast. For me, it was my first time ever winning a first half championship or a half championship in the minor leagues, and I've heard about the champagne showers, and they're a lot of fun. It's quite the party last night, that's for sure.
So, let's talk about some friendships first,
Yeah.
because we you were coming highly recommended
All right.
by some prior guests, Maceo Campbell, Hunter Dobbins, who Hunter just got moved up, uh,
Yeah.
and so talk about your relationships, your friendships with them a little bit if you like.
Well, to hear Hunter Dobbins say I'm a friend, that's surprising. Him and I go back and forth all the time. He's a Ford guy. I'm a Chevy guy. He likes Dos Equis. I like Bush Light. We just can't. We like the same things, but we can't see eye to eye on the fine details. But no, I love Dobbins. Um, he's a heck of a guy. He's got a lot of really good stuff. And what I like with Dobbins is he's always able to answer questions. Him and I have similar arsenals. We both have fastball with some ride and cut. He's got a slider. I have a cutter that kind of moves similar. He's got a split finger fastball. I'm just learning one as well. And we both have a pretty big curveball. So, I'm bouncing ideas off him all the time on where does he, what are his visuals and what are his grips and things like that. Another guy that you alluded to, Maceo Campbell's been one of my best buds here in the org since day one. We signed together. We came into instructionally together. Um, honestly, I feel like we have a really tight knit group of guys here, and we have had that at every level that I've been at, starting in the FCL all the way up here to High A. The Red Sox, I think, do a really good job of getting guys in here that that want to be here, and they do a good job of really just making sure that we're enjoying each other's company. Because quite honestly, we're away from our families so much, we're away from our friends back home so much that this is our team and our affiliate is our family. Our teammates are our best friends, so they do a really good job with that.
Yeah, I was talking to Maceo, and he sit there and brought up. I asked him what's one pitch that he would love to add to his arsenal and work on, and he brought up a pitch that I haven't heard for quite some time, the old Balkan changeup.
Yeah.
So what do you sit there and see that you would love to add to your arsenal that you don't really have right now?
Last year we only had two pitches. I just had a fastball and a curveball. After going to Driveline this offseason, I was able to kind of work on a cutter, and we really worked on a split finger fastball just because it's such a tough pitch to repeat and to get the feel for. So really, I think for me, instead of adding another pitch to the arsenal, I'm only a 1-2 inning guy. I don't need 5 or 6 pitches. It's just now commanding my stuff. And I guess that's kind of where I'm at, is if we can just continue to keep doing what we've been doing and just trying to harness our control and in our secondaries, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, being the bullpen guy, you only need 1-2 pitches. If you have a third one, it's really great.
Right.
So bullpen games.
Yep.
Maceo was talking about you guys out there, the movie trivia. So
Yeah.
he gave his thoughts of who the best of the best is out there. So when you guys are out there playing bocce ball, movie trivia, what's your opinion on who's the best of the best?
Best of the best in the movie trivia or in the bocce ball or
Let's go both.
whatever. Robert Kwiatkowski was pretty good at the bocce ball. I remember when we were in Brooklyn, and I don't know. For me, I'm handling the bullpen communication system with the walkies, so I'm kind of a little more into it. I didn't even know we did movie trivia out there, so I guess I'm a little more locked in than that. But I've seen guys do bocce ball and things like that. We do a second inning question every day, every game at the start of the second inning, just a random question. Does Bigfoot exist, for example, or are there aliens? And then we just kind of go around, share our thoughts and opinions, and kind of just get to know each other a little bit. So,
yeah, you got the bullpen's kind of its own little entity, going all around. You guys are out there all the time. You guys are only called on as needed. You guys have been, killing it out there with the Greenville Drive. Maceo was sitting there telling me how, because he's a big hitting guy also, that you guys have been begging the staff to give you some BP to kind of like praise it. Are you one of the guys that are biting to get some BP also?
100%. I hit in college. I hit more than I pitched, believe it or not, and I think now I'm a little bit past my prime, but when I first signed, I was begging for the opportunity to take some BP hacks. So definitely one of the people that are in the bullpen that are pushing for that the most. Maceo's probably pushing for it the most, but I'm top 3 or top 4 for sure.
So we have a guy in the majors, Shohei Ohtani, who is probably the greatest of our generation, recently. That does both. How great would it be if, for the Red Sox organization and to go back and look at your hitting videos and be like, hey, Joey, we think that we could transition you to a reliever and hitting.
It'd be great. I don't think there's one chance of that happening. And like I said too, I haven't hit since college. I did hit a lot in college, but I'm past my prime when it comes to being at the plate. So, and especially now coming in and you're facing 95, everybody's throwing 95 with just absolute wipeout stuff. Especially at this level in high A and even more so in double A and triple A and all the way up, it doesn't get any easier on the offensive side. So, like I said, we're a little bit past our prime on that. I don't see that happening, but it'd be cool. I'd be open to it.
So, what was it like going through with the Red Sox, them reaching out to you, signing you? What's all that process like for you? And who were the first people you contacted?
So I was, I signed with the Red Sox in late August of 2020. Obviously COVID ended our college season, which was my senior year at St. John's in central Minnesota. And that hurt. We were, competing for a national championship, and we were, I think, 7-1 through our first 8 games, and everything was looking great. I was on the phone with a lot of scouts before the season started. They were setting up their draft boards and whatever. They were asking me all these questions about, hey, who are you playing? Like, who are some other good arms or some good lineups in your conference so we can come out? And I think what they said that just to not waste a trip, which I can understand. And like I said, it was every week. I was talking to a new team, new scout, and they were setting up their stuff. And I had a Red Sox scout come and watch me in Fort Myers when we were kind of, at the start of our season. We played 8 games in Florida. And obviously COVID hit, ended that, and then didn't really hear from any scouts afterwards. The draft was only 5 rounds. I knew I wasn't a first 5-round draft guy. So I decided to enter the NCAA transfer portal. We got the extra year eligibility due to COVID. So I decided to pursue a post-grad opportunity, and University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, fortunate enough for me, gave me an opportunity, and I committed to that program. And the day before I moved back into school, like I'm telling you, the truck was packed. My mom and I, it's 8 a.m, and we're just putting the last of my clothes into these bins. And, my dad's back in the truck in the driveway. I have like a futon and, you know, mattress and all that stuff's already packed away. And when you know what, the phone rings and the Red Sox are like, hey, we'll sign you. And it's like, all right. And I kind of asked them, what do I do about school and all that? And they said, you can put the stuff back in the drawers. You're not going to school. So it was a pretty cool opportunity. My parents were obviously the first ones to know about it, but the support I got from the Central Minnesota community that day was absolutely incredible. I'll never forget it. You know, my aunts and uncles came over, my grandparents came over. We had a nice little social distance celebration on our front porch. And I just remember my phone never stopped ringing or buzzing with texts and emails and voicemails and Instagram DMs and all of that, just with a bunch of congratulations and things like that. And I was getting reached out to by people that I hadn't talked to for 10, 15 years. It was really cool.
Yeah, talking to Theo Denlinger, he said there and said when he got traded over to the Red Sox, he said there and said that he never, like, his Instagram blew up instantly from Red Sox fans because we're passionate, you know, about our organization and about our team, and we take everything very seriously. For the longest time, a lot of people, reporters and everything were like, the Red Sox don't know how to produce pitching anymore. You know, we haven't had anybody since John Lester and Papelbon that came through our organization to make it to the majors. We got Brian Bayo now that is up there, homegrown. But if you look at, you know, high A, double A, there's a lot of great arms that are on the rise, and it shows a lot of promise for you. You know, you're one of them. We sit there and you pitched one scoreless inning last night, you know, for the Greenville Drive, and it shows promise that Chaim Bloom has a vision. He's restocking our farm system. He's knows what he's doing, and we just got to get you guys up there, and you guys will, you know, eventually get up to double A, because there's a lot of eyes on double A right now. I was talking to Hunter about that, and it's like, you know, is there any extra pressure because everybody's there and the double A's guys are all everybody wants to see now with Marcelo Meyer, Nick Yorkie, Sedane Rafaela. Yeah. So, what do you like to do in your spare time when it's not baseball?
Oh man, it kind of depends where we're at. When I was in spring training, me and my roommate Ryan Fernandez, we fished a lot. He kind of showed me how to you know, pond fish. We don't have that in Minnesota. We don't have ponds. We got a lot of lakes, and you know, he showed me kind of how to do that, ran me through the ropes. I got a little rod and, you know, some rigs and things like that, and we fished a ton. We were all over you know, Southwest Florida there. So fishing is a big thing for me. I'll be spending my off season in Florida this year. I'll be continuing to do that. Man, in the winter when I'm back home in Minnesota, snowmobiling is a big passion of mine. Absolutely love it. Always have. Ice fishing is another big thing. You know, there's just being outside, really, going for a walk or something like that, or you know, hanging out with my girlfriend, or, you know, seeing some buddies and just hanging out. But anything outdoors is always a good time. So,
I'm just curious because you said snowmobiling. Is that on the no-do list, or is that one of the ones that is allowed to? Because I know Maceo said he used to love snowboarding, but he's like, I can't do it anymore.
You know, that's a good question. Maybe looking back on it, probably not. But you know, we're not in the mountains or anything like that. It's not real dangerous. You know, you're on groomed trails. It's, you know, like I said, it's not like I'm in Colorado or something like that. You know, winding and weaving through tree. I had a snowmobile for that, and I tried it, and, you know, not a big fan. So, like I said, you know, the snowmobiling in Minnesota is a little different, and it's not quite that extreme. So, you know, I haven't ever been hurt doing it, but I don't know. That's actually a good question. Maybe I shouldn't have said
that. But okay, Joey, you're in the bullpen, and they call your number. What is your routine to kind of get you in the mindset of, you know, getting ready to go out there?
I try to be in the mindset as soon as I take the field, before the game starts. Heck, even when I wake up in the morning, just try to have that feeling of confidence. Hey, today's your day. It's going to happen. I try to come to the ballpark every day with the expectation you're going to pitch. Right now, given my current role in the bullpen, I'm a later relief or a later inning guy out of the bullpen, so it's going to be a closer game. You're going to get it. The ball's going to be in your hands. You just got to make sure that you're prepared for that. What I like about relief is you just have to expect to pitch, but there is no 100% chance that you're going to pitch. Like I started in college and absolutely hated it because I hated knowing, hey, you're throwing today. Like this is happening. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep the night before. Just not good. I'm way more comfortable with the fact that, hey, you wake up and hey, there's a good chance that you're pitching. Accept it, get that through your head. On the physical side, I really want to stretch out my hamstrings and went to drive line this past off season, and that gave me some pre-throwing activation stuff. So like a J-band routine, and then these wrist weight exercises, which I absolutely love. Some guys in our pitching staff and in our bullpen, Dobbins specifically, gives me a lot of crap for it, but I love them. I'll never not do them. Just really good way to loosen up my shoulder and just kind of get the blood flowing and get me ready to go without having to waste my bullets in the bullpen. So that's about it. I try to keep it short. I try to keep it light. And I just try to, stay mentally locked in from the moment I get up and the time I take the field, really. So.
Okay. I'm curious. I got to know. You get called up to the Boston Red Sox organization. You become our closer. What would your walkout song be?
Oh, man. Have not thought about that for a second. Oh, man. My walk-up song right now is Cold As You by Luke Combs. I like it. I had Pickin' Wildflowers by Keith Anderson. I love country music, especially the little bit older. That's another good one. I love the intro to that. Hell Yeah by Montgomery Gentry's pretty good. Yeah, I'd say one of those three. Let's see here. I had Real Good Man by Tim McGraw. That was pretty good last year. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay. You said that you used to start pitching and you didn't really care for it because of knowing when you're going to pitch. What was the transition like going from starter to the bullpen? So you didn't have to pitch as much or as often. Did your velocity go up at all?
I've always been a velo guy. The thing for me is just my endurance. I'm a velo guy. I'm an all or nothing kind of guy. I'm better suited for a 1 to 2 inning kind of thing. When I was in college, I could go through, a D3 lineup pretty quick on one pitch. But I'll be honest, D3 doesn't get enough credit with the quality of talent and the level of competition that it has and how smart the hitters are. It's not professional baseball. It's college baseball. Every game matters. Every team's trying to win games. Therefore, guys are looking for specific pitches to hit. So for me, like I said, I can make it through a lineup one time, and by the third, fourth inning, I'm gassed, and they know that I don't have command. I didn't have command of a secondary. I only had a fastball. By that time in the game, my velo would be starting to taper down because I'd be getting more tired. So the transition to the bullpen was not very difficult. I had played 3 summers with the St. Cloud Rocks in the Northwoods League. Came out of the bullpen for that, was a 1-2 inning guy with that organization. So really was not a transition at all. In fact, it was if it was a transition, it was a blessing, that's for sure. It was one that I was very comfortable with. So and one that I'd much rather do. I'd much rather close the game than have to start a game, that's for sure.
So you're pretty much setup guy, closer, late innings. What is the how do you handle pressure then? Going into the game, you're up 1 run, and it's a key essential game you need.
A big thing that I heard this year from our pitching coach here, Bob Kipper, basically said, like, if you do everything that you think you need to do, and if you feel prepared, then go out there and let it go. See what happens. And that's been something that's really helped me this year and in last year as well when I got up here. I was struggling a little bit when I got up here, and he basically told me, like, if you've done everything and you've worked hard and you can put your name on this day and say, I gave it everything that I could, why can't you go out on the mound with, with your chest stuck out, with a lot of confidence? That's a big thing for me. Another thing too is breathing. Take like 3 inhales and then 5 long exhales, and that kind of just calms me down. One of our mental skills coordinators, Jake Chaplin, showed me that in spring training this year. That's been big as well. And then too, it's just trying to just realize, hey, you've done it before. We've closed games out in college. I closed games out in the Northwoods League. I closed games out in high school. Like, this isn't the first time. This won't be the last time. There's a reason why you were put in this position. Like, just go out there, give it your absolute best, and see what happens. And that's really it. You can't do much more than that. You can't do more than you can. So it's easy to fall in those traps of, okay, it's a 2-1 game, and I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and that's when things kind of start to spiral out of control a little bit. So just trying to keep yourself level-headed and not overlooking an outcome or a pitch, just staying focused on where your feet are in that given moment.
So, do you, when you go out there, you kind of sit there and just like, okay, I'm gonna give it my all. If they get a piece of one, my defense, the guys behind me, kind of got my back.
Exactly. And if a guy hits a piece of one and ropes it into left center field, for example, hey, the next guy's got to do it too. So, you tip your cap. It's very hard to do that, but you just got to do it. It's baseball. These guys are professional hitters, and they're all really good as well. So, they all belong at this level, and you're going against professionals, and it's baseball. Guys are, everybody's going to wear the collar one day. So,
going back to spring training a little bit. Did you have any good conversations or advice by some, because the Red Sox have some great alumni that come to spring training every year. Have you had any interactions or any advice from any of them?
Not this past spring training, but I did have Dick Suchy was one of our pitching coaches in the FCL. And what was really cool is he was pitching coach for the Minnesota Twins, again, a Minnesota guy. Won a World Series or 2 with the Twins, and he's just what I really liked with Suchy was he can explain things so well and make it just dumb down for someone like myself who really hasn't pitched much. If you have a question, hey, I keep messing up with my fastball, Suchy, how do I bring it down? And he'll just say, lower your eye level, angle it down. Your ball plays better. Middle of the zone and down, and here's why, hitters can't, he puts up a baseball and explains all of it. And it's like I said, for someone like myself who is new to pitching or who was new to pitching, to just pick his brain on some things. I mean, he had some really good things to say, and it was just easy to comprehend,
Yeah. That's one thing I always loved about our organization, where the alumni, Pedro, Ortiz, Pedroia, and the list goes on and on. They're there to help. They're there to listen, because they want this organization to succeed. They want you guys, the younger talent, to keep moving forward and going on. So, one last question I love asking. It's a hot tub time machine. Okay. You can pit any batter, present, past, anybody, to face one-on-one, bottom of the ninth, Joey Stock on the mound.
Oh,
who do you want to face and why?
Shohei Ohtani, man. You said it all. He's arguably the best player, the most talented player of my generation. What he's doing is nothing short of miraculous, and I don't think we'll see it again. I really don't, especially with how our game is becoming more specialized, especially at the younger levels. Like, I coach clinics in the off season, and I've got 14-year-olds that are starting to specialize in one sport and in one position, and that's, I think, kind of crazy. I wasn't doing that, but that's just kind of the way our game is headed, which I can accept. But with what Shohei Ohtani is doing, I mean, he's my favorite baseball player right now, and what he is doing is nothing short of spectacular. So I would love to face him. I really, really would. So hopefully he stays in the American League, and who knows, maybe he comes over to Boston at the end of the year. That'd be really cool if he did.
Oh man, I would love that, and I'm sure you would probably be one of the first of many in line at spring training next year to, to talk to him.
Without a doubt. Like it's kind of a unwritten rule. You don't ask different players for autographs and souvenirs, but I'd break it for that guy. So, yeah, we'll just have to happens.
Yeah. That was one big thing. My buddy DC and I, we just started this podcast at the end of February. And then we went and got we had Joe Bradley on. And he sat there and he's been great. He's let us get press passes and everything because we're in PA. So when the Woo Sox play the Rail Riders and stuff, he hooks us up and stuff. And DC looked at me and he goes, "Man," he goes, "it just hit me." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "We can't ask for autographs no more. We're we're part of the press." I'm like, "Dude," I'm like, "You just had to tell me that because of the unwritten rule." I'm like,
right.
But we get to make friendships instead. So that's that's
I think, and that's even cooler. Yeah, without a doubt. But it's crazy. We've got kids all the time coming. We're in Bowling Green right now. There's a little playground right by where our bullpen is. There's kids all over the place, and they're always asking for baseballs and autographs. And you try to be as nice as you can. You're trying to stay focused on things like that. But I just think of myself when I was 10, 8, 9, 10 years old. Of can I have a ball? Can I have a ball? Can I have your autograph? Can I have the dirt off the mound? Can I have the rosin bag? Can I have the lineup card? I remember Jim Leland just getting pretty mad at me in Lakeland during a spring training game. Like, kid, it's the 7th inning of a baseball game. Like, damn it, I'll sign your stuff like when we're done, and that's it. I'm not going to give you the lineup card. You can't have the weighted bat. Like, here, go. It's good fun. Yeah.
Well, I took my son to his first baseball game. It was Sunday Night Baseball up in Boston, Red Sox Yankees, and
awesome.
We sat right behind the bullpen because I love sitting behind the bullpen because you get to sit there and see a lot of great things and just watch. And I told him, I'm like, okay, Aiden, these guys are at work. Once you can talk, you can do whatever you want, but as soon as the game starts, they're at work. They don't come to your work to bother you. You don't bother them. He's like, okay. And then, of course, like you said, all these other kids come running up.
Man.
Drew Pomerantz was warming up, and as soon as he was done, all these kids come up, and my son's just sitting there minding his own business. He's the one that got that warm up ball.
I was gonna say he's the one that's gonna get something for sure. Yeah.
And it was great because then Koji Urahara was warming up later that game. Same thing. He got Koji's warm up ball also.
All right.
And all these kids are getting so mad, and I told Aiden after the game, I'm like, see, that's respect. And then the catcher that kind of works with them, the warming up, he sat there and said, man, he goes, you taught your kid well. I said, you guys are at work,
Yeah.
So, but Joey, thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
The floor is now yours. Tell everybody where they can sit there and get a hold of you at.
I'm on Instagram, joey.stock. Shoot me a follow. That's about it. I'm not really on social media much. I won't give out my Snapchat. But joey.stock on Instagram. Hit me up.
Hey, thanks a lot, Joey, for stopping by. I can't wait to sit there and reach out to you again. And
absolutely,
as you move up, we want to be a part of that, with you.
Absolutely, let's do it.
So
appreciate you having me,
Joey. Yep, take care, Joey, and good luck on your continued success.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yep, take care.
Bye.
Man, that was Joey Stock, an amazing pitcher from the Greenville Drive. And man, I love listening. I love growing with these people and become friends with them. So, guys, that's all we have today. So make sure you check us out on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram. All of our episodes are on all platforms, Spotify, iTunes, you name it, we're there. So, guys, check us out next time on the Pesky Podcast.